afternoon. My name is Brent Hayden. I'm an attorney with Pender & Coward, and I am the chair for the Suffolk Division of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce. The Hampton Roads Chamber works to be an impactful advocate, an inspiring igniter, a powerful economic partner, and a regional collaborator. The Hampton Roads Chamber means business, and we continue to expand our membership in Suffolk and all of the 757. On behalf of the Suffolk Division of the Chamber of Commerce, I welcome you to the 2022 Suffolk State of the City Address. If everyone will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, I would like to take a moment to honor our nation with a Pledge of Allegiance led by the Nansemond River High School Air Force Junior ROTC program.
Color guard, hold, left face, present, colors.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, colors. Right face, forward, march.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Let's give a big thank you to the Nansemond River High School Air Force Junior ROTC program. Wow, what a delight is it to see such amazing young leaders taking on an ROTC program in high school. And I also want to thank Brent for his service this year as the Suffolk Division Chair. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we looked at all of our board members this year. We have 5 division boards, we have a regional board, we've got an executive committee, and when you total them all up, there are over 200 business leaders, education leaders in Hampton Roads who serve on a Hampton Roads Chamber board. So let's give all of our board members a round of applause. It is great to host this event again this year here in Suffolk. We absolutely love Suffolk. Just so you all know, we are 500 strong in this room, so give yourself a round of applause. This event is sold out, and there was a waiting list, so we appreciate the interest in everything that's going on in Suffolk. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Brian Stevens, and it is a distinct honor and it is a privilege for me to serve this region as the president and CEO of the Hampton Roads Chamber. The chamber, by the way, that is unapologetically pro-business, and we are uncompromising in our efforts to set the conditions throughout Hampton Roads, to include right here in Suffolk, for businesses to be a success, your businesses to be a success. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'd ask you now to give a round of applause to my staff that worked so hard. We simply couldn't put these events on without the generosity of our sponsors. I'd like to take just a minute to welcome or to thank them now. I want to thank Town Bank for being our presenting sponsor for the entire State of the Series this year. So let's give Town Bank a big round of applause. Thank you. I see we've got Don here, and then we'll hear from Robin here in a minute, but just everything that Town Bank does in support of this community, we really appreciate it. Our Platinum Series sponsors this year is Dominion Energy and Bon Secours. We want to thank them. Our Member Spotlight sponsor is Centera OBC Hospital. Our Building the Future sponsor is the Franklin Johnson Group. Our Silver Series sponsors are AB&B, Geico, Hampton Roads Workforce Council, Langley Federal Credit Union, Rivers Casino Portsmouth, Optima Health, and Verizon. Our media sponsor is WTKR. I think Adam Chase is with us today. Adam, thank you for all that you do in support of the Chamber and the business community. Our AV sponsor for this event is Elite Audio and Visual Elements. We've got Tiffany and Ray in the back that are making us look and sound so good, so thank you for your professionalism. And ladies and gentlemen, we have numerous program and table sponsors that are in your program, so take a look at those and then give all of our sponsors a big round of applause. As I just mentioned, Bon Secours is our Platinum Series sponsor. At this time, I'd invite Kate Brin, President of Maryview Medical Center, to join us for a few comments.
Thank you, Brian, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kate Brin, and I am the President of Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center. We are more than a community hospital, and I'm happy to talk to you about the exciting things that are happening at Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center, which includes our Harborview campus here in Suffolk. To serve you, we have made significant investment in new facilities, equipment, and our workforce. We have invested over $7.5 million in innovative technology, bringing the most advanced, minimally invasive heart care to Maryview by creating a hybrid operating room. This allows our cardiologists to offer minimally invasive procedures, which previously required open heart surgery, optimizing outcomes and decreasing patient recovery time. As the only heart program west of Norfolk on the south side, Maryview offers these advanced services to residents of Suffolk, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, and beyond. We take pride in providing over 1,700 jobs within our Maryview facilities. Our number one priority is supporting our workforce through continued hiring of nurses and other clinical staff. We are proud that we were on the leading edge of instituting a living wage for all of our associates, with all jobs at Bon Secours having a minimum starting wage of $15 an hour. To invest in our associates and their future, we have partnered with Guild to provide education benefits to our associates, including 100% tuition-free education for priority clinical programs and tuition reimbursement for academic programs and undergraduate degrees. At Bon Secours, we focus on caring for the whole person, which includes building healthy communities beyond the walls of our hospital. In 2021, we provided Western Hampton Roads over $5.6 million in community benefit through charity care and direct community programming. We are most excited to break ground this fall on our new hospital at Harborview. The addition of hospital beds and operating rooms will make the Bon Secours Harborview campus a one-stop destination for our Suffolk community and beyond, meeting your healthcare needs. While it's exciting to highlight our investments, I'm extremely proud of our amenity quality awards we have received in 2021, including designation by the Leapfrog Group as a top teaching hospital, the American College of Cardiology's Chest Pain Center accreditation, and the Joint Commission's Advanced Inpatient Certification for Diabetes. These awards reflect our commitment to providing the highest quality care for you and our community. To you, our neighbors, patients, visitors, and community members who have supported us through these unprecedented times, thank you. Our mission is to be good help and is always at the core of everything we do, and each associate, provider, and patient who walks through our doors is and will continue to be treated with dignity, compassion, and the highest level of respect. I'd now like to leave you with a short video about the great work happening at Bon Secours. We are happy to be part of the Suffolk community and look forward to continuing to bring good help to those in need. Thank you. Welcome to Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center.
Bringing medical excellence to Hampton Roads.
Providing world-class care with cutting-edge technology.
Quality, compassionate nursing.
At Bon Secours, you are a part of our family.
We are so much more.
Bon Secours Heart and Vascular Institute. Comprehensive cardiac electrophysiology program.
Advanced coronary and structural heart lab.
Offering advanced treatments in interventional oncology.
Bon Secours Orthopedics.
First in the market to implant the OrthoSpace balloon.
Blue Distinction Center for hip and knee replacement.
Bon Secours Spine. Minimally invasive spine surgery, shorter recovery time, fewer complications.
Center for Weight Loss and Bariatrics. multidisciplinary program with the most experienced surgeons in the Hampton Roads area.
Moving forward with innovative technology.
Center for Minimally Invasive Surgery. Here at Maryview, we have the most advanced endourology equipment in all of Hampton Roads.
Welcome to Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center.
We are so much more.
We're committed to maximizing our patients' potential to return them home and to their loved ones.
We are Bon Secours Maryview Inpatient Physical Rehab.
And we are so much more!
Bon Secours Community Health.
Bon Secours Caravan.
Bringing quality health care to our communities.
Bon Secours Medical Group. We offer compassionate and collaborative care for you and your family.
In Motion Physical Therapy. Quality care, great team, fun and engaging atmosphere.
We are so much more.
We are so much more.
We are so much more.
Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center.
We are so much more! Woo!
Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center.
Good help to those in need.
Give Bon Secours another round of applause. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate it. We have numerous dignitaries in the room. I'd like to recognize them now. We have 5 mayors with us today. First of all, our host mayor from the city of Suffolk, Michael Duman. Mayor, thank you. From the city of Norfolk, Mayor Kenneth Alexander. From the city of Chesapeake, Mayor Rick West. From the city of Portsmouth, Mayor Shannon Glover. And from the city of Virginia Beach, Mayor Bobby Dyer. I want to thank these mayors for their great show of regionalism. I think all of the mayors have been to the others' State of the City this year, and I think that's absolutely amazing. So thank you for your collaboration, mayors. We really appreciate it. Representing our federal officers, we have Congressman Bobby Scott. Bobby Scott's actually in an office right over here on a Zoom participating in a congressional committee meeting that he was told he couldn't miss. So he'll be back in for lunch and hear the mayor, but he's taking care of congressional business in the next room. And of course, we have Diane Kaufman with us. Diane is the regional director for Senator Tim Kaine. Diane, thank you for being here. We've got a few of our state representatives with us. First of all, the amazing Senator Luis Lucas is with us. Senator, thank you for being here. We have Delegate Emily Brewer is with us. Emily, you stand up. There she is over here. And we have Delegate Glenn Davis with us. Glenn, thank you for being here. So much work gets done at the local level. So much work gets done with the city councils, and we've got a lot of city council represented here today. I'd like to introduce them, starting with the Suffolk City Council. They're all over here at table 7. Vice Mayor Leroy Bennett, Shelley Butler Barlow, Roger Fawcett, Donald Goldberg, Timothy Johnson, Lou Ward, and Leotis Williams. Let's give the Suffolk. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for making Suffolk such a great place to live, work, and raise families. You guys do amazing, amazing work. We have a couple of council members from the city of Chesapeake with us. First of all, Dr. Ella Ward and Dwight Parker are with us. Let's give them a round of applause. From the city of Portsmouth, we have Vice Mayor DeAndre Barnes, Paul Battle, Lisa Lucas Burke, Bill Moody, and Chris Woodard. Let's give the Portsmouth City Council a round of applause. We've got some amazing school systems here in the Hampton Roads region. I'd like to recognize the Suffolk City School Board are here, along with their superintendent, Dr. John Gordon. John, thank you so much for all you do. I didn't see all of them, but in addition to some great school systems, we've got some amazing colleges and universities. We have several of the presidents of those colleges and universities with us today. From Old Dominion University, President Dr. Brian Hemphill. From Virginia Wesleyan University, President Dr. Scott Miller. From Tidewater Community College, Dr. Marcia Constant. And from Paul DeCamp Community College, Dr. Corey McRae. Let's give our presidents a round of applause. And for all those graduates from those amazing colleges and universities, we want you to stay right here in Hampton Roads. We've got jobs for you. Another thing that we're blessed with here in this region is an amazing port. I personally think that we've got the best port in the nation. A lot of people tell me it's the best port on the East Coast. Either way, it's a pretty doggone good port. I'd like to recognize the President and CEO of the Port of Virginia, Mr. Stephen Edwards is here. Stephen, thank you so much. Another privilege of mine in this position as President and CEO is I get to work with other regional leaders literally on a daily basis. And I can tell you that these men and women actually get up every morning and they come to work with one thing in mind, and that's making Hampton Roads as best place to live, work, and raise their families. And I can tell you they do a great job. First of all, the Executive Director of the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission and Transportation Planning Organization, Mr. Bob Crum is here. Bob, thank you for all you do. Some amazing stuff goes on in his organization. If you want to know what's going on with transportation, broadband, with some of the things going on with violence in our region right now, Bob's leading that effort. So Bob, thank you for your leadership. We really appreciate it. We have the Executive Director of the Hampton Roads Military and Federal Facilities Alliance, Admiral Craig Quigley. Just to, I need to say a word about Admiral Quigley, because Admiral Quigley has announced his retirement. He will be leaving Hampton Roads, I believe, next month, right, Craig? He'll be leaving the end of June, heading out to Las Vegas. Why you'd want to go to Las Vegas, I don't know. But Craig, I just want to publicly thank you for all your leadership over the years here in Hampton Roads and wish you Godspeed and fair winds. Let's give Craig a round of applause. We have an amazing economic development alliance. It's simply called the Alliance now. The president and CEO of that organization is with us, Mr. Doug Smith. Doug, thank you for your leadership. I'd also like to recognize the president and CEO of Reinvent Hampton Roads, Jim Spohr. And for those that you have not heard, Jim too has announced his retirement and will be leaving sometime in June, July. Jim, I don't know when you'll be leaving, but this is the good news. Jim is not leaving the area, he's just leaving the Reinvent Hampton Roads. But knowing Jim Spohr as I do, you will be seeing a lot of him because he'll continue to be engaged in this region for years to come. So Jim, thank you for all your leadership. I mentioned the over 200 board members that we have in the Hampton Roads Chamber this year in various positions. The leader of those 200 board members is our chamber chairman of the board, Mr. Chris Stone. Chris, thank you for your leadership. And again, when I was recognizing sponsors, I mentioned Sentara Obici Hospital as our member spotlight sponsor. David Masterson, president of Sentara Obici Hospital, will now join us for a few comments. David?
Well, good afternoon. My name's David Masterson. I'm the president at Sentara Obici Hospital, and I've been here for all of about 6 months now. So I'm humbled by the introductions that I'm following. I'm humbled by the crowd here, not quite as much as I was humbled when I first came to the hospital and watched the staff take care of our patients during the Omicron surge in December and January. On any given day, our emergency room saw over 300 patients a day. We were over 100 positive patients in the hospital, which is more than 50% of our census at the time. And watching our nurses, our doctors, our respiratory therapists, our housekeepers go in and out of those rooms without any hesitation, and the commitment they had in taking care of the citizens of this community was very overwhelming to me. And I am very grateful and thankful for having the privilege of leading a group of people like I'm leading today at Sentara OBC. And I'm sure every other hospital leader can say the same for their own hospitals, but it was really, truly an amazing observation. So being the new guy on the team, it was a good introduction for me. I will say that I am an Old Dominion graduate, and one that left and came back. So happy to do that. And I'm joining Sentara OBC from Sentara Williamsburg, where I've been for the last 9 years. So happy to be back close to home. COVID today is a little bit on the increase in Western Tidewater. We certainly saw the worst of it, and we hope it's the worst that we'll ever see. But I don't think I should come off the podium without mentioning that we are seeing it increasing at an increasing rate again locally in our community. So I encourage everybody to please be careful, socialize, have a great Memorial Day weekend, but remember those masks where the masks are appropriate, and really just take the opportunity to distance from other folks. It does make a difference. At Sentara OBC, I'll just make a comment that we are investing quite a bit into the community locally. Our short stay unit is new. It'll be an 18-bed unit that will open in August. That's a $5 million investment there at the hospital in space that was previously shelved space. One of the lessons learned during COVID was that we don't have enough beds at the hospital to accommodate people, and to the extent that people were in hallways during the peak of the pandemic, it was time to get people into private rooms. So we'll be able to accommodate that moving forward. Of course, we had a new emergency room that just opened, a $10 million project. We have an ICU that's expanding because of COVID, another $3 million project coming up this fall. And in the midst of it all, I'm very proud to say that our hospital retained its Leapfrog A safety rating from the national government and our magnet designation from the American Nurses Association. So a lot of hard work, a lot of committed people, a lot of good things happening. And most recently, we were recognized by U.S. News and World Report here at OBC for our orthopedic program. We are expanding into bariatrics. We have a new gastroenterologist that's joined us in the community. He'll be expanding into endoscopic ultrasound and ERCP. We have a new ambulatory imaging center in its design phase, and we have a new MRI coming to the hospital. Again, millions of dollars of investment. We have a $1.2 million repaving project that's just started at the hospital just for the parking lots. And that was mostly needed and something not learned through COVID, but it was time. Sentara Cares, our foundation's outreach to the community, recognizing social responsibility, has announced $16 million worth of grant funding to the local communities in Hampton Roads over the last year. And coming up in the next few months, you're going to hear announcements about another $600,000 to $700,000 of funding that will be going here in Western Tidewater to our local community. The one thing that we did learn from COVID is the impact it has on the economy and the impact it has on the families. And those that are living paycheck to paycheck, we cannot turn our backs to them. So we are reinvesting our proceeds from the hospital back into the community to help the people stay healthy and hopefully stay out of the hospital. So I just want to thank everybody for the opportunity to speak to you today. Thank you for recognizing Sentara OBC as a spotlight organization, and we appreciate the warm welcome that I've received and my family's received since joining the Suffolk community in the last few months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David, and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our lunch, I think it's appropriate that I ask the Reverend Michael D. Halley to come forward and deliver our invocation. Reverend.
St. Paul admonishes us, saying, I urge that supplications, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgivings be made for all people, for kings and all who are in high positions, that we may lead a peaceful and quiet life, godly and dignified in every way, because this is good and is pleasing in the sight of God. I invite you to pray with me. Creator God, we, your people, gather here on this civic occasion to celebrate what is good, to be thankful for blessings received, and to recommit ourselves to work for the welfare and benefit of all the citizens of Suffolk. Living as we are in a very divided time, let us all pause to consider how each of us, even as individuals, can contribute to greater unity and mutual respect. May we find peaceful and respectful ways to address our differences. May the scourge of violence cease to darken our streets and our homes. May we lift up the downtrodden and offer a helping hand to those down and out. May we find respect and dignity in our hearts, that we might share that with all citizens, so that there are none left out. There are none who have to live on the fringe of society, and there are none whose needs are not heard and met. Thank you, O God, for all who work for the good of our fair city, be they civil servants, first responders, elected officials, or volunteers. May we citizens support those who labor on our behalf as we work together for the greater good. As we partake of this meal together, may we be always thankful for your blessings and never take them for granted, always seeking ways to share with others. We pray this together, united in our love for each other and our love for our city, our state, and our nation. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your lunch. We'll be back with you shortly to start the program. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still enjoying your lunch, please continue to do so. But in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and get started. I would like to, before we bring Robin up to introduce the mayor and talk a little bit about Town Bank, to make some other introductions here. First of all, we have with us today the Commissioner of Revenue, Susan Draper is here. Let's give her a round of applause. Susan. The Clerk of the Circuit Court, Randy Carter, is here. Randy, thank you for being here. The Treasurer, Ron Williams is here. Ron, thank you. Also want to recognize we have members of the Sheriff's Office and the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office here. So let's give all of those constitutional officers a round of applause. As I mentioned, we're so pleased to have Town Bank again this year as our presenting sponsor. At this time, I'd like to invite Robin Cook, President of Town Bank Portsmouth and Suffolk, to come to the podium, make a few comments on behalf of Town Bank, and then introduce our mayor. Robin?
As a banker here at Town Bank, we're often asked why we call our customers members. Well, once you're with Town Bank, you belong to our town family. And as bankers here at Town, we're here for you, your business, your family, and this community. You belong to something special.
So I could tell you that is way harder than the day job. And now I find out there's actually two of those. So, and the archive's not good. It is a pleasure for me to be here today to welcome you to the Suffolk State of the City Address. Town Bank is honored to once again be the presenting sponsor for the series of 5 State of the City addresses. For many years, hundreds of businesses, civic and community leaders from across Hampton Roads have come together. After 2 years of mostly virtual meetings, I think we can all agree that we are very happy to be together again in person. The Hampton Roads Chamber's motto is "We Mean Business," and our chamber continues to meet to help businesses as they recover from 2 very challenging years. Members receive outstanding support from the Small Business Development Center and the Chamber Education Series, as well as a variety of networking opportunities. In difficult times, it's encouraging to know the Chamber is always there for its members. Also a partner to the business community, Town Bank has grown over the years from 3 offices in 1999 to more than 40 offices today throughout Hampton Roads and Central Virginia, as well as Northeastern and Central North Carolina. Here in Suffolk, we have our Harborview Financial Center, and that includes banking as well as Town Bank Mortgage, Town Bank Insurance, and Town Investments. Right down the street, also located in Harborview, is our beautiful town campus, where our Member Service Center resides. There are about 500 people that work in that office every day, and we've made the commitment to locate our headquarters in Suffolk because we believe so strongly in the future of this great city. As your financial services partner, we maintain the #1 deposit market share among other banks in Suffolk and throughout Hampton Roads. We continue to be grateful for your support. Additionally, we were excited to learn that Forbes ranked Town Bank as the #9 bank on its 2022 Best Banks in America list, and this is the 4th year that Town Bank has appeared on Forbes' list and the first time that we've been in the top 10. We continue our commitment to serving others and enriching lives by supporting hundreds of local charitable organizations through volunteerism, donations, scholarships, and grants. Since our founding, Town and Town Bank Foundation have contributed more than $90 million to the communities that we serve. This is something that I'm very proud to be a part of. We continue to partner with Suffolk nonprofits to enhance the quality of life in our community. Most recently, we partnered with the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. This Suffolk High School, which was built in 1922, was restored and repurposed as the premier visual and performing arts venue for Suffolk. We're honored to support the Suffolk Center for the Arts as they educate, entertain, and enlighten thousands of guests each year through outstanding performances and special events. What a tremendous asset this is for our great city. Now it's my honor to introduce Mayor Mike Duman, who has worked hard over the last 2 years to help Suffolk successfully navigate through the pandemic and continue to move forward. Mike Duman was elected mayor in November of 2020 after serving as the representative for the Chuckatuck Borough on City Council for 10 years. Mayor Duman graduated, another Old Dominion University graduate, and served as a commissioned officer in the United States Army Reserve. Mayor Duman began his business career while attending college. He established his first auto dealership in 1980 and became the youngest Ford Mercury dealer in the country. He currently operates Mike Duman Auto Sales. Mayor Duman is active in the community, donating time and resources to many worthy causes and serving on various boards and committees. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Mike Duman.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you, Robin, for that wonderful introduction. It's a pleasure to see you again at yet another State of the City. This one looks a little different than last year. With pandemic restrictions lifted, it appears that there are about, and give me a second in the back if you can hold your hands up, about 483 more people than were in attendance last year. I want to offer a special thanks to Robin and the Town Bank for their continued support of this event and your unwavering commitment to our city. Your corporate philosophy to promote strong relationships and excellent service is evident in your daily operations. Over 200 nonprofit organizations have benefited from your dedicated culture of caring and giving. Suffolk is fortunate to have Town Bank corporate headquarters located in our great city, and we thank you for being a local leader in promoting social, cultural, and economic growth. Thank you to the Hampton Roads Chamber for organizing the State of the City series. These events offer a unique opportunity to our Hampton Roads cities to highlight their accomplishments over the last year, express their aspirations for the future, and also recognize their challenges. Suffolk isn't last in this series, but as they rightfully say, I don't want to offend anybody, and my fellow mayors here, they do save the best for last. The Chamber is a staunch advocate of small business and are instrumental in shaping public policy and influencing legislation that sets the conditions for businesses to succeed. In addition, the Chamber, through their initiatives, have been a key factor in solidifying the Hampton Roads cities as a collaborative, collective region. Thank you, Brian, for your leadership. I'm confident that your leadership, combined with the efforts of your efficient professional staff, will serve our region's business and community well into the future. Before we get started, I want to recognize a few very significant individuals in the room today. My mother did not raise a dummy, so I will start with my devoted, beautiful wife, Fran. They say that behind every successful man there is a woman, and I could not agree more. You have not always agreed with me, believe me, she hadn't, over the years, but you have always supported me. Without that support, I would not be standing here today. I am now going to exercise my mayoral discretion, and I'm not sure Fran will be pleased with this, but I have to mention that exactly 1 month from today, we will be celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary. No mustache. Somebody told me looking at me without a mustache is like being naked, but I didn't want to go there. But I do see some very, very puzzled faces in the audience saying to themselves, how could that be? Well, let me explain. Way back then, with your parents' permission, you could get married at the age of 12. I hope that clears things up in just a little bit. Seriously, Fran, I love you and thank you for always being at my side. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge our dedicated, engaged, and committed City Council. I ask that my fellow colleagues stand to be recognized as I call your name. Vice Mayor Leroy Bennett, representing the Cypress Borough. Council Member Shelley Butler Barlow, representing my favorite, Chuckatuck Borough. Councilmember Roger Fawcett, representing the Sleepy Hole Borough, and Roger's not here today, but I did speak to him this morning, and he wanted me to give everyone in attendance his best regards and regrets that he is unable to attend today's event. Councilman Donald Goldberg, representing the Suffolk Borough. Councilman Tim Johnson, representing the Hohenegg Borough. Councilman Lou Ward, representing the Nansemond Borough. And last but not least, that's what I was looking for, Councilman Leotis Williams, representing the Waverville Borough. The theme, Together One Suffolk, is exemplified by this council. Two major issues which required a substantial amount of collaboration were redistricting and the implementation of a new compensation plan for all our employees. The council worked tirelessly together to redraw borough boundaries that adhered to federal guidelines and ensured our citizens and communities were represented fairly and equitably. Together, we listened to one another and listened to our citizens. Secondly, this council recently voted to implement a compensation step plan methodology for all full-time employees. In addition, equity adjustments were made to significantly increase pay for our lowest paid employees that provided them a livable wage. I am proud to say that Suffolk is the first in Hampton Roads to do so. I want to commend Human Resources Director Robin Wynn and her staff, specifically Jessica Stallings, Carrie Mills, and Brent Esper, for their dedication, commitment, and professionalism in the formulation of this plan. It will allow us to attract and retain top talent to ensure that city operations keep moving to serve our citizens despite the unprecedented nationwide labor shortage. Before I continue with our program, I want to recognize 3 former elected officials who sadly passed away this year. Former Councilman Jeffrey Gardy and former Councilman and Mayors Thomas Underwood and Curtis Miltier. All of these gentlemen served our city with distinction and faithfully represented their constituents. Curtis Miltier was elected and re-elected for 10 terms in office, serving the Weatherville Borough for an unprecedented 40 years. In recognition of that service, this council took swift action and unanimously decided to memorialize this lifelong public servant by renaming the Weatherville Recreation Center in his honor. As Mr. Miltier would often say, we took action with, and I quote, deliberate speed. I believe a simple quote describes the essence of this city council, and that is, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Any organization can only excel with capable and steady leadership. I want to take a moment to introduce our city manager, Mr. Albert Moore, and that he stand to be recognized. This time last year, I was introducing Al as the interim city manager. Well, that is no more. Just days after last year's address, Al was unanimously selected by council to be the permanent city manager of our city. Al, Suffolk has flourished these last 12 months with you at the helm, and I look forward to many more years of your strong leadership and clear vision for this great city. Your success in this short time is evidenced by all the impressive news we will share in today's presentation. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the other critically important recent additions to our leadership team. I find it fitting that this announcement complements today's theme of Together One Suffolk, because these individuals are an exemplary model of working together to serve the citizens of Suffolk. Gentlemen, please stand to be recognized as I call your name. Our 2 new deputy city managers, Aziz Felder and Kevin Hughes. Harry Cromer, Director of Social Services. Tim Kelly, Director of Media and Community Relations. Robert Lewis, Director of Public Works. Paul Rattel, Director of Public Utilities. And Alfred Chandler, Chief of Police, who was just sworn in last month. Succession planning is the key to a strong municipal government, and together, these individuals represent over 230 years of combined experience. Wow, 230 years, with the majority of that being institutional knowledge. Gentlemen, congratulations. Suffolk is fortunate to have you. At this time, I would like to ask all city department heads to stand to be recognized. Without your knowledge, your management skills, and your dedication, our city would not have continued to run smoothly and efficiently while the city manager was working to complete his management team. Do we get department heads? There we go. Last but not least, I want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of our incredible City of Suffolk employees. Your choice to wake up each day and serve our citizens is literally changing lives. There is no doubt that together we are making Suffolk the destination of choice to live, work, and play. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank our military, active duty, retired, and all veterans who have served our country, as this month we celebrate National Military Appreciation Month. As a former commissioned officer in the United States Army Reserve, my appreciation and respect runs deep. We should never forget those Americans who have given their lives in defense of the freedoms we all enjoy today. We must never forget that freedom is not free. We are beyond fortunate that more than 3,000 military and civilian personnel work in Suffolk in Naval Information Forces, Navy Cyber Defense Operations Command, Naval Network Warfare Command, Joint Force Development J7, and U.S. Fleet Cyber Command South. We can be immensely proud that the dynamic work these cyber warriors perform to protect our country takes place right here in Suffolk. Our city is also delighted that thousands of our military heroes and their families have chosen Suffolk to call home. If you have served our military, past or present, please stand to be recognized. Thank you for your service. Today we reflect a year of growth and challenge, determination and resiliency. A year that has further proven what we have always known to be true. Our greatest strength is our citizens. Our greatest asset is our community. This is a state of the city address. There are several definitions of state in this context. It is a mode or condition of being, or a government or politically organized society having a particular character. We have prepared several videos that will illustrate what we have been able to accomplish together to improve the state of our city. First, we will address issues that affect the state of our citizens' quality of life. Quality of life can be defined as an individual's perception of their position in life in the context of the culture and value systems in which they live and in relation to their goals, aspirations, standards, and concerns. Our city continues to promote quality of life through policies and actions that we take and the practices that we adopt. Let's take a look.
A city's ability to thrive and succeed can be directly tied to the welfare of the people who reside there. Quality of life is more than just a catchphrase in Suffolk. It's how we connect the various measurables to what they mean for those who call Suffolk home. Public education is one of those factors which in some way touches the lives of all Suffolkians. The support by City Council in the 2022-2023 fiscal budget fully funded Suffolk Public Schools' local request. Public education funding included $7.5 million in capital funding to initiate the redesign to replace JFK Middle School, offering students and educators an enhanced learning environment. Recently, Suffolk Public Schools proudly announced that Northern Shores Elementary School has been recognized as a National Blue Ribbon School. The coveted National Blue Ribbon School Award affirms the hard work of students, educators, families, and communities in creating safe and welcoming schools where students master challenging and engaging content. Northern Shores is one of 7 in the state and just 2 in Hampton Roads to receive such an honor. We are proud to have an exemplary school in our city. Continuing on the honors front, Suffolk Public Schools Citywide Teacher of the Year, Jason Bartholomew, is a professional educator who exemplifies the passion of teaching.
I knew when I was getting out of the Navy that I wanted to be involved in personal finance. I thought that would take me down the path of a professional financial advisor. Once I got into it and realized what it involved, though, it was more sales than I cared to do, selling of products. And it just so happened that that same year was the year that the state of Virginia was considering making this personal finance course a graduation requirement. And so it just lined up perfectly. So I kind of joked that teaching found me because I wasn't in the market to find a teaching gig, but because that class opened up, I knew they needed teachers. It lined up with my desire to kind of want to help people learn about finance. It was a little bit different in a sense that rather than teaching adults how to kick bad habits, I was able to teach young people how to do it right from the start, and so it kind of worked out perfectly.
As teamwork is at the core of a group working together, Suffolk Public Schools was able to celebrate 4 team state sports titles since the spring of 2021. Nansemond River High School won the state softball championship in the spring of 2021, along with the boys and girls indoor track titles this winter. Additionally, Kings Fork High's girls basketball team brought home a title this spring. Congratulations to these young men and women for their hard work and dedication to their respective sports. One could say Suffolk has grown by leaps and bounds. According to the 2020 census, the city of Suffolk crossed the 94,000 resident mark. Projections by the Weldon Cooper Center for Public Service show continued growth into 2030 and beyond, with the city reaching 109,000 residents by 2030 and 122,000 residents by 2040. This continued growth requires a focus on the quality of life for those who call Suffolk home. A key need being addressed is the enhancement in broadband service availability. Access to high-speed broadband internet is paramount for success, and providing the ability for residents to connect to reliable services is the goal of Suffolk City Council. The city has taken advantage of a variety of funding opportunities which have made closing the digital divide significantly easier. With the provision of CARES Act funding, state grant program submittals, and federally administered provider assistance programs, the City of Suffolk finds itself in the position to capitalize on numerous funding opportunities. As a result, the city stands to potentially achieve citywide universal broadband coverage in a relatively short time period. Progress has already been seen with the use of CARES Act funding to partner with Charter Communications Spectrum in the southern part of the city to reach areas previously without broadband coverage. Suffolk, along with Isle of Wight County and Southampton County, received a $21.1 million award of a Regional Virginia Telecommunication Initiative, or VOTI grant, to reach over 2,200 homes and businesses in Suffolk alone. Charter Communications Spectrum was a successful bidder with the Federal Rural Digital Opportunity Fund, or RDOF, to reach areas previously untouched by broadband offerings. Additionally, Suffolk joined with the cities of Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, and Virginia Beach to execute the Southside Network Authority Project Participation Agreement to build a $25 million fiber ring. This project will provide a high-speed technological highway for providers offering service and broadband opportunities throughout the area. The ring will involve connecting to transatlantic subsea fiber optic cables that have come ashore in Virginia Beach from Europe and Africa. As you can see, the dream of universal broadband coverage is quickly becoming a reality here in Suffolk. Much as the internet can move large amounts of data and information from point to point, the roadways in the city of Suffolk are tasked with safely moving vehicles to their destination. In June of 2021, the city broke ground on the Route 58 Holland Road widening project. This project is the largest capital improvement roadway project in the history of the city and was made possible by local, state, and federal funding. As Assistant Director of Public Works Daryl Lewis highlights, the completion of this project will result in many positives.
With this project, we're going to create a modern highway that will provide the following improvements. First, we will improve the capacity of the roadway by widening the lanes from currently four lanes to 6 lanes with improved shoulders, improved lane widths of 11 to 12 feet. The ditches we will close in and include a closed drainage system. We will improve the access management along the highway to create safer driveways and access points. We will provide safer access for pedestrians and bicyclists by providing both a multi-use path and a sidewalk along the corridor. And finally, we will provide improvements to both lighting and traffic signal upgrades. And those will include cameras that will allow city to monitor them, to access incidences more quickly, and also the city is also working on an app in which any citizens will be able to access the same information to plan their trips along the corridor. So with this project, there should be a vast improvement.
While the Route 58 Holland Road project may grab the headlines, there are a number of other locations receiving attention across the city to help connect and bring us together. The Lake Cahoon Road State Route 639 bridge deck and superstructure replacement is complete. This $2.25 million project offers safety improvements and ease of travel over this roadway and is one of several bridge projects we're seeing in Suffolk. The growth our city has experienced comes with the challenge of infrastructure improvements and addressing traffic concerns. Our Public Works Department is committed to resolving these issues. Sometimes the best solutions may seem simple, but are truly the most effective. For example, the addition of signage providing motorists notice of a train at crossing. This system allows drivers to seek alternative routes before finding themselves delayed at a train crossing. Getting from point A to point B continues to get easier as Suffolk's public transportation via Suffolk Transit continues to expand routes in an effort to better serve customers. Operated in partnership with Virginia Regional Transit, Suffolk's public transportation system provides safe, cost-effective fixed-route transit services throughout the city. Speaking of safety, one of the strongest bonds the city has with citizens is through public safety outreach. Suffolk Fire and Rescue, Suffolk Police, and the Suffolk Sheriff's Department are known for the caring approach in providing quality service and prompt responses. Suffolk Fire and Rescue continues to make great strides with offering additional infrastructure for a variety of needs. Station 11 is set to come online in 2023. The strategic location of this new firehouse will provide a rapid response to the northern corridor bordering Newport News, Portsmouth, and Chesapeake. Another facility scheduled to open this summer is the Apparatus and Quartermaster facility located on Kings Fork Road at Fire Station 6. The facility will serve to centralize and distribute operational supplies, store evidence, and house reserve apparatus and specialty equipment. The department's Marine Incident Response Team has been relocated to Chuckatuck for a more central location. The team has completed over 1,000 hours of training to respond to a variety of maritime incidents. A welcome addition to the team is the city's first ever all-hazards firefighting response vessel. Suffolk Fire and Rescue launched a hearing-impaired smoke detector program, which provides enhanced fire and life safety protection for the hearing impaired in our community. While equipment is important, it's the men and women of Suffolk Fire and Rescue who partner to provide service across the city. It is that service which makes a huge difference in times of need. In March of this year, a couple who were involved in a serious auto crash the year prior returned to meet and thank their Suffolk rescuers. The tremendous impact of our frontline heroes is immeasurable. Old Dominion University's Life in Hampton Roads 2021 survey report helps tell the story of the Suffolk Police Department. Almost 88% of respondents reported that they are somewhat or very satisfied with the Suffolk Police Department. That number highlights the trust citizens have in Suffolk Police, starting with Chief Alfred Chandler. City Manager Albert Moore appointed Chandler as police chief in January 2022 after he had served as interim chief since June of 2020. His 23 years of experience will help forge a new chapter for the department. The Greater Hampton Roads Regional Crime Line selected one of Suffolk's own, Officer Zachary Hyman, as the top cop for the entire region. Officer Hyman responded to a single vehicle crash in February of 2021 where a vehicle was partially submerged and was sinking into the water. Officer Hyman sprang into action to save 2 occupants trapped inside the vehicle. He risked his personal safety to save the lives of a young child and an adult female. As Officer Hyman noted, the public carries high expectations of the Suffolk Police Department and their ability to respond to crisis situations.
Well, I always like to tell myself to put myself in their shoes. At the end of the day, this uniform comes off just like anybody else. And if that was my family in there, I would expect somebody in my capacity, law enforcement or fire or rescue, to do the same thing. So I knew not only for my personal beliefs, but I also had a duty to jump in that water. So I would feel that they would expect us to do the same thing no matter what. So I'm glad I was in the area, and I'm glad I was able to help and perform my best, and everyone survived and made it out.
The department has been proactive with their approach to policing in Suffolk and have sought ways to leverage technology to assist with their work. City Council approved $100,000 in funding to purchase license plate reader cameras and implement gunshot detection devices. These devices will be placed using crime trend and heat map data. Another resource is the text to 911 ability, which remains available to citizens to notify police of an incident when they're unable to make a voice call. Suffolk Police have also reestablished their Explorer Post program. This program helps our youth make more informed decisions about potential careers in law enforcement or related criminal justice fields. Sheriff E.C. Harris and the Suffolk Sheriff's Office continue to support the residents of Suffolk by hosting and coordinating outreach efforts across the city. The goal is to encourage community pride and trust in law enforcement and public safety employees while bolstering relationships between the City of Suffolk and local communities. They partnered with several churches, schools, and nonprofits to host over 100 community outreach events. From seniors to children to our four-legged furry friends, the Sheriff's Office has spent countless hours collecting food, clothes, toys, and pet food to help our neighbors in need. Public safety shines no brighter than during our annual National Night Out. This event was established to enhance the relationship between neighbors and law enforcement while honoring the true sense of community. Together, citizens and public safety personnel say no to crime and strengthen long-standing relationships, all while spending an evening together filled with food, music, and family fun throughout Suffolk. And we must be doing something right because Suffolk's National Night Out event has placed in the top 5 in the nation in our population category for the 15th straight year. As Suffolk continues to develop and grow, it is important to gather public input as it relates to the city's comprehensive plan. The plan is a long-range guide for land use, housing, transportation, parks and open space, public safety, schools, economic development, along with a host of other areas. A steering committee has been formed to help guide the feedback process both online and in person. Quality of life also means quality of healthcare. Bon Secours Maryville will be opening a new hybrid operating room this month, bringing the most advanced, minimally invasive heart care to Western Hampton Roads. Investment in community health is also a priority for Bon Secours. In 2021, Bon Secours invested over $1.7 million in a new location in Central Suffolk for orthopedic and spine patients to have more convenient access to these services. In addition, Bon Secours has also partnered with Healthy Suffolk with their gardening programs, as well as a healthy literacy series promoting educational content to improve community well-being. Bon Secours will also break ground later this year on its new hospital at Harborview. The addition of hospital beds and operating rooms will make the Bon Secours Harborview campus a one-stop healthcare destination for the residents of the Harborview community and beyond to meet their healthcare needs. David Masterson joined Centera Obici Hospital in Centera Bell Harbor as president in late 2021. Masterson came to Suffolk after 8 successful years leading Centera Williamsburg Regional Medical Center, and we're pleased to have David and his wife Leah as part of the Suffolk community. Centera Obici Hospital added weight loss surgery with Centera Comprehensive Weight Loss Solutions, now located in the hospital's medical office building. As a result, board-certified general surgeon Gregory Adams performs weight loss surgery close to home. The hospital is also expanding its critical care capabilities by adding 6 new ICU beds for a total of 18, and will also open an 18-bed short-stay unit in August for patients under observation. Additionally, the hospital has received a certificate of public need for an outpatient MRI. It will be housed in a new outpatient imaging center, which will reduce costs and out-of-pocket expense for patients. Bettering the lives and overall health of our citizens also means providing places of wellness, fitness, and activity. Suffolk's Parks and Recreation Department is doing just that. In fact, the new Bennett's Creek Recreation Center is currently under construction and slated for a December 2022 opening. The center will feature a fitness room, game room, and a multi-purpose space offering a multitude of programming opportunities. Cypress Park Pool is undergoing renovations with a planned completion by Memorial Day this year. The city's only public pool is a treasured location for experienced swimmers and those learning imperative water safety and, of course, summer fun. While rec centers bring people inside, Suffolk's outdoor offerings connect people with nature. The Seaboard Coastline Trail continues to expand. A new 1.5-mile paved portion from Suburban Drive to Nansman Parkway opened last year. 5 miles of the planned 11 miles of pathways are already in place and are frequented by walkers, runners, and cyclists. A community garden is in bloom at the East Suffolk Recreation Center. The intent of the community garden is to establish a space that encourages growing nutritious food while creating opportunities for outdoor exercise, recreation, and horticulture therapy. Parks and Recreation staff are also planning for a new festival event park, which will be a new home for festivals, live music, holiday events, and markets in downtown Suffolk. The park could attract over 100,000 additional patrons to the downtown area each year to support the business scene. Speaking of adding to downtown Suffolk, a new central library on West Washington Street is under design. At nearly 38,000 square feet, the new facility has an expected completion date of mid-2024. Suffolk Central Library will extend additional services to the community through educational programs, technology assistance, outreach, indoor meeting spaces, and children's play areas. According to American writer Sidney Sheldon, libraries store the energy that fuels the imagination. They open up windows to the world and inspire us to explore and achieve and contribute to improving our quality of life. Suffolk residents have much to look forward to with this new facility and the role it will play in our community.
I'm really excited about the new library. We've been coming here since 2005, so to have a new library with all of the amenities will be really great. To have a new location to gather together as a community. I have 7 children and we homeschool, so it's been a very important part of our week that we go to the library usually, several times a month. And we're looking forward to all the activities and things that are going to be a part of that.
I'm excited for the new library because it's just going to be new, maybe more modern. And I think reading books helps people's vocabulary and just helps them to learn new things.
Suffolk Public Library services have continued to expand in recent years and offer considerably more than just books. Community outreach is a mission of the library, connecting annually with over 7,200 citizens via events and programs. Add in fun winter and summer reading challenges and the popular Iconicon event, the Suffolk Library is reaching individuals of all ages. Speaking of outreach and connection, Suffolk's Tourism Division remains dedicated to working with the public and private hospitality sectors to implement programs encouraging sustainable economic growth and development by increasing visitor and conference business. The role of connecting citizens and travelers with the best Suffolk experience possible makes Suffolk Tourism a valuable resource for anyone spending time here. This year, Suffolk Tourism is revitalizing Suffolk's online presence as a destination. The new and improved VisitSuffolkVA.com boasts colorful imagery, intuitive navigation, and bold images, making the new site attractive, inviting, and the ideal packaging for previewing what Suffolk has to offer. Online visitors will find comprehensive attractions, dining and lodging information, as well as details about festivals and events, guided tours, shopping, and much more. Additionally, Suffolk Tourism introduced 2 new Suffolk Farmers Market affiliated events, the Suffolk Farmers Market Spring Market and a tea tasting and spring plant sale. The 2 new events attracted over 1,400 attendees. Overall, Suffolk Farmers Market vendor sales experienced a 166% increase in 2021 over 2020, which was previously the highest recorded sales season. Tourism staff also successfully transitioned their annual Suffolk Mystery Authors Festival from an in-person event to an interactive online experience due to COVID-19 restrictions. Participants included 40 best-selling authors and 594 virtual attendees from across the country. As the name may imply, tourism is known for their tours and added 2 new options to the menu with Victorian Suffolk, Dying to Be There, a guided discovery of Cedar Hill Cemetery, and Headlines and Footnotes, a downtown Suffolk walking tour. These 2 new tours complement an already robust tour program, which includes guided nature walks, historic bus tours, narrated swamp safari, kayak excursions, ghost walks, and more.
I don't know about you, but the one word that comes to my mind is impressive. What's more impressive is that we had much more to tout, but due to time constraints, didn't feel like that was the place to go. We'd be here for a long time. Our next video segment will speak to financial stability and economic growth. Economic development provides the momentum to propel our city forward. Economic growth, combined with adhering to sound financial management, creates the foundation that provides the funding to invest in all the quality of life enhancements in our city. In addition, this revenue diminishes the need to place that burden on our taxpayers. Let's take another look.
With our eyes firmly focused on progress and accountability, Suffolk City Council and city staff remain committed to the city's financial health. Suffolk's 3 AAA ratings continue to pay dividends that have resulted in $48.7 million in debt service savings since 2014. Fitch Ratings noted that our economy has benefited from our available land, proximity to job markets in the Hampton Roads region, and regionally competitive tax burden. They further commented that population growth and economic diversification are expected to continue based on the sustained business investment, as well as infrastructure improvements that will expand distribution routes. Standard & Poor's Rating Service recognized consistent and robust operations, bolstering already very strong finances, continuing the trend started in fiscal year 2011. Moody's Investor Service remarked that Suffolk's financial position is sound, leading to long-term stability in both reserves and liquidity, supported by management's consistently conservative budgeting practices and adherence to formal policies which were recently amended to increase the city's fund balance requirement. Suffolk is one of only a handful of Hampton Roads cities and Virginia localities that have achieved AAA status from all 3 rating agencies. Earlier this month, Suffolk City Council passed the 2022-2023 operating and capital budgets. The goal was to maintain service levels while providing tax relief to citizens. This was achieved with a 2-cent reduction in the real estate tax rate, as well as a 75% personal property assessment ratio for cars and trucks less than 2 tons. 61% of the total budget is allocated to public safety and public education, illustrating the commitment to bettering the lives of our citizens. As for the business side of Suffolk, one of our largest economic drivers, the Port of Virginia, continues to develop and invest to create the most modern facilities in the country in order to maintain its position as the region's greatest asset. Understanding the caliber of business that the port attracts and the subsequent need for industrial space in the surrounding area, we've created a business environment that is attractive and enticing to set up shop. Working closely with property owners, industrial developers, state legislators, VDOT, and the port, we've solidified our place on the map as a destination for businesses, not just a pass-through. Realizing that the product coming from the port would likely move west through our city, we spent the last 12 years positioning ourselves for success by preparing over 1,600 acres that can host over 15 million square feet of future industrial space throughout the city in strategic locations. This move paid off by establishing an East Coast point of entry for companies such as Ace Hardware, Freon Furniture, and Emser Tile. However, the one thing that no one could have forecasted was the pandemic's unveiling of the sensitivity existing in our country's supply chain. This post-pandemic realization resulted in the need for 9 million square feet of industrial space realized from 2021 to 2023, and Suffolk was ready for it. As we sit here today, there are construction crews all over the city clearing sites, tilting up walls, programming robots, and installing racking to ensure that our country's supply chain is more reliable than ever. Being positioned for growth has also paid off by landing yet another big name, Amazon. The Suffolk Amazon Robotics Fulfillment Center was recognized as the third largest industrial project in 2022 by the Industrial Pipeline Report. This impressive 3.8 million square foot facility stands 90 feet tall and will create 1,000 jobs. When it opens for business this summer, it'll be the largest industrial building in the state of Virginia. Deputy City Manager Kevin Hughes noted, a tremendous amount of vision and planning has taken place over the years by City Council members, Economic Development Authority members, and city staff to support this substantial facility. This project is a shining example of what years of planning and preparation can achieve. New projects like Brookwood Capital Partners Portside Logistics Center will open this summer and will welcome Road 1, the largest intermodal trucking provider in North America, to a 338,000 square foot facility to support the Amazon facilities in Suffolk and across the Commonwealth. The Industrial Realty Group recently announced the construction of over 900,000 square feet on Benton Road to be leased by Unis, an asset-based third-party logistics fulfillment and transportation company. Flint Development is currently under construction at Judkins Court on the Coastal Logistics Center, which will have over 800,000 square feet of new space to offer. NFI California Cartage, who has been in Suffolk in support of the Target Upstream Distribution Center for over 15 years, recently announced 2 new projects totaling over 300,000 square feet, one in Northgate Commerce Park and one at the Virginia Port Logistics Park. Equus Development has been extremely busy out on Route 58. Earlier this year, they turned over 350,000 square feet to Suffolk coffee roaster Massimo Zanetti, 348,000 square feet to third-party logistics company GXO and iRobot Vacuums, 307,000 square feet to Dart Logistics in support of Tractor Supplies, and a new 278,000 square foot facility is under construction, and more exciting project announcements are in the works. Business is booming in Suffolk, and not just for the big names. Our small businesses are the backbone of this thriving community and are no stranger to growth this past year. Academy Animal Care recently completed a major renovation and expansion at their facility on Pruden Boulevard. Let's hear from the owner, Dr. Glenn Chase, on how the Suffolk small business scene is the place to be.
It's a great environment. The business folks that I've run into are wonderful. We sometimes share referrals between clients. They offer their expertise, and it's just been a good working environment to meet other professionals. I think what's most impressive with Suffolk is just the small family, just down-to-earth type of clientele and community that we have here. I've worked in a lot of different places in Hampton Roads as well as in the Richmond area. I can honestly say that the people of Suffolk are just genuinely kind, and it's all about relationships, really. From the day I came here, I was welcomed into the Academy Animal Care family, and even today, I have some of the same clients who were here in 2010, maybe different pets, but actually some of them are the same pets. We've shared many tears of happiness and some sorrow, but most of it's been great, and it's been neat to foster those relationships over the years. And I think that kind of epitomizes small animal business, just having a great relationship and really getting to know the people that you're caring for with their pets.
Suffolk also continues to push forward on the downtown master plan. We've already mentioned the exciting developments regarding the Festival Event Park and new Central Library, both located in our historic downtown. With all this new hustle and bustle, we're excited to see the new wayfinding signage going up to ensure that residents and visitors alike can easily find their way around. The city's efforts in the downtown area have helped continue to fuel private investment. The monument companies are close to completion on the redevelopment of the Suffolk News Herald building to apartments and commercial space. The Golden Peanut is under design on their second phase, and new retailers enter the marketplace, including Growth, an herbal bar and shop, and Reynolds Cafe, a delicious spot for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Mixed-use developments, or MUDs as they're called in the industry, are seen as the key to revitalization. They not only encourage growth within dense, more compact areas of land, they also reduce traffic and pollution by allowing residents to use their cars less and create pedestrian-friendly environments thanks to the short distances between living, work, commercial, and recreational destinations. The Point at Harborview is a MUD developed by the Suffolk EDA and the G's companies. The first phase, the Attain at Harborview by Bonaventure, will open this summer and include 300 luxury apartment units. 100 townhomes are under construction, and the first retail building will break ground in June. Nearby, the TCC Real Estate Foundation continues the planning for the redevelopment of their nearly 300-acre waterfront site. City Council previously approved funding for the engineering of 1.3 miles of shoreline for a future public space that will eventually span the length of the entire waterfront. Not too far away on Bridge Road, Bridgeport has really taken shape. The project continues to expand, moving into its third phase of development. The site already features a number of delectable restaurants such as Finn and Tonic, Knott's Coffee, and Amadeo's. The team at Beco currently has under design a green space around their iconic farm silos that will feature a burger restaurant and bar. They've opened a farmer's market and are hosting monthly concerts for residents and the public. In central Suffolk, a new mixed-use development is well underway. The Gallery at Godwin is a mixed-use building that will offer high-end lifestyle amenities for their new apartments and new commercial space facing Godwin Boulevard. This exciting development is a welcome project that will turn the long-lamented old Lowe's building into a modern, cutting-edge, mixed-use project.
Just when you thought you'd seen it all, it's obviously a great time to be a part of Suffolk. Our population has grown over 12% since the last census and is projected for double-digit growth during the next decade, leading all Hampton Road cities. The past 12 months was an amazing year for us. We've welcomed over 60 new businesses, created 1,086 new jobs. I'm gonna get tongue-tied on the numbers here, impacting 2.85 million square feet, all resulting in a $185.6 million capital investment in the city. The good news continues to flow. I just received the third quarter revenue projections. As compared to budget forecast, personal property is up 9%, sales and use tax up 19%, business license tax up 29%, lodging tax up 48%, and meals tax has bounced up 25%. These numbers are an impressive indicator of a strong, healthy local economy and indicative of continued growth and prosperity. One of the aspects of a thriving economy is a small business environment which encourages growth. A shining example is embroidery, etc., a screen printing and embroidery shop which was recently named the Chamber's Small Business of the Year from Suffolk. The business saw revenue growth of 35% from 2020 to 2021. Owner Jennifer Groves noted they strive to offer quality and affordable services while maintaining outstanding customer service. Jennifer is with us today, and I'd like to say congratulations on the honor. Would you please stand to be recognized? Each of you have received a copy of our Suffolk Economic Activity Report. This comprehensive publication outlines a lot of what we've been mentioning here today and more. I would be standing here for hours if I went over the entire report, so I encourage you to take a look and see the other exciting news that Suffolk has to share. What's not covered in the report is some breaking news that I'm excited to announce. I am pleased to have the opportunity to share a number of noteworthy projects that are on the horizon. I'm going to start in northern Suffolk, where the Miller Group has been working on a development named Blue Point at the riverfront. Blue Point is an 18-acre commercial project featuring retail, office, and hotel development opportunities. There are two projects that are moving forward at this site. The first is Stay Suites, a new-to-market hotel concept that caters to those traveling for business, relocation, or leisure with a hotel stay and experience that feels more like home. Stay Suites offers their guests over 500 square feet of space with separated living, dining, and sleeping areas to bring comforts of home to those away from it. The Suffolk Stay Suites will be an $11 million investment. John McConnell, the managing partner for the Suffolk project, noted that there is a growing demand for the unique hotel experience they offer, and that their apartment-style room layout will offer Suffolk visitors access to a better way to stay for any length of time. The second project at the Blue Point that I'm pleased to share with you today is that New Realm Brewery is announcing the location of their 6th brewery right here in Suffolk, Virginia. New Realm currently has operations in Atlanta, Savannah, Charleston, Greenville, and Virginia Beach. The Suffolk location will feature brewing capabilities, a restaurant, and an event space along Harborview Boulevard. The $9 million facility will feature an outdoor beer garden, outdoor entertainment space, a dog park, a rooftop dining area, and private space for event rentals. The development will also feature on-site brewing and countless taps in order for you to enjoy some of the New Realm's most famous beverages like Hazy Like a Fox, Hoptropolis IPA, Tropic Dream, Gramps Gram, and Beach Bounty. They all sound good to me. But now, joining us today from the Blue Point Development Project is Bob Powers, co-founder of New Realm Brewing, John McConnell, Harborview Hospitality, David Hackberth from Ballacor Construction, and from the Miller Group, Tim Harkins, Laurie Miller, and Whit Hill. I would ask that you please stand to be recognized and join me in thanking them for these exciting developments. Working our way towards Central Suffolk. This one is more of a confirmation as it may be one of the worst kept secrets in Suffolk. That's right, it was in the newspaper last week, but now, the rumors are true, ladies and gentlemen. Publix has confirmed their new location in Suffolk, a 48,000 square foot grocery store at the corner of Kings Fork Road and Godwin Boulevard in the Planter Station development. Named by Consumer Reports as one of the top 10 cleanest grocery stores and one of the top 6 supermarkets with the best food in America. The supermarket chain claims to be passionate about customer service and intolerant of waste. Publix is one of the most popular grocery stores along the East Coast, well known for their deli sandwiches, or pub subs as they call them. The new Publix will feature a pharmacy, bakery, deli, produce section, seafood section, floral department, prepared meals, cheeses, wine, and beer. Glad they're not selling cars. Publix is proud to be the largest employee-owned company in the United States with over 1,300 locations. It was named by Forbes as one of America's best large employers. We look forward to Publix being the first grocery store of its kind in Suffolk. This project was a team effort coordinated by the landowner, developer, city council, and city staff. We appreciate Publix's choice to invest in Suffolk. And finally, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the Honorable Governor Glenn Youngkin, who has recorded a short video to assist me in the announcement of a significant project to both the Commonwealth and our city.
Hello, this is Governor Glenn Youngkin. It's my pleasure to participate in the Mayor's State of the City address to announce impactful economic development news for the city of Suffolk and Virginia's agricultural industry. Birdsong peanuts, a cornerstone of Virginia's business community, not to mention our peanut industry, for more than 100 years, will invest $25 million in its flagship peanut shelling facility in the city of Suffolk. Birdsong's investment to refurbish and automate its production lines will make its Suffolk facility one of the most modern and efficient of the company's 6 shelling plants stretching from Virginia to New Mexico. As part of this expansion project, Birdsong is committing to additional growing opportunities for Virginia peanut producers over the next 3 years. The Virginia peanut is one of our most iconic agricultural products, and companies like Birdsong Peanuts are making major investments into the infrastructure that supports the Commonwealth's farmers. Suffolk is known as the peanut capital of the world, in no small part due to the Birdsong family, which has helped bring Virginia peanuts to the world for now 4 generations. Thank you for investing in the Commonwealth, and we look forward to Birdsong Peanuts' next century of success in the city of Suffolk.
Thank you, Governor Youngkin, and thank you, Birdsong Peanuts. At this time, I would like to ask George Birdsong, Charles Birdsong, Paul Huber, and the entire team for Birdsong Peanuts who are here with us today to stand to be recognized. For over 108 years, Birdsong Peanuts has delivered naturally nutritious peanuts to manufacturers around the corner and around the world. Mr. Amadeo Obasi, founder of Planters Peanuts, asked T.H. Birdsong's 5 sons to relocate near his factory in Suffolk in 1939. This is the original plant that will soon see a new wave of technology and investment that we are celebrating today. Through its impressive history, Birdsong has expanded territories with shelling plants strategically located from Virginia to Texas. Birdsong partners with farmers in 11 states and sells to peanut product manufacturers in the United States and around the world. As they proudly tell you, if you eat products made from American peanuts, chances are you've consumed peanuts from Birdsong. Suffolk is honored to be the home of Birdsong's headquarters, and we are fortunate to benefit from their community spirit and generous philanthropy. They have supported over 20 local and national foundations, societies, and organizations that includes Project Peanut Butter and Operation Smile. For 5 generations, the Birdsong Corporation's commitment to quality service has proven successful, not only in the peanut business, but also community relationships. Please join me one more time in thanking Birdsong Peanuts for many years of impact, investment, and confidence in Suffolk. We have heard and seen an abundance of impressive successes and accomplishments our city has experienced over the past year. Without a doubt, it is quite evident that the state of our city is strong and positioned for continued growth and prosperity. With that said, it is still incumbent upon us to be willing to acknowledge and recognize the challenges that are ahead of us. We're a city of ample resources, but not unlimited resources. We must ensure that there is an equitable distribution of those resources throughout our city. Like other cities, there are challenges that will test our resolve and ability to provide solutions to complex and trying issues. At the forefront of these issues is the need to address safety concerns, specifically an increase in violence. We are fortunate that 88% of our citizens are satisfied or very satisfied with the performance of our police department. That speaks volumes to the years of effort to create an attitude of mutual respect between law enforcement and our citizens. In addition to regional efforts, I look forward to collaborating with the city manager, staff, council, and our citizens to implement initiatives to address our safety concerns. Our citizens need to be involved in this process. Important decisions are strengthened through constructive public discourse. With accelerated growth and a massive land area comes the need to deal with infrastructure improvements, specifically those affecting transportation. We are currently updating our comprehensive plan. This is an exhausting and extensive process that requires significant input from all stakeholders. This 20-year plan provides a long-range guide for land use, housing, transportation, parks, public safety, schools, and economic development. Another challenge will be the ability to maintain adequate staffing. We are positioned well to attract and retain qualified, dedicated personnel with the implementation of our new compensation plan. But what we must also make a concerted effort to provide is an unsurpassed work environment. One city infers unity. Unity is the quality or state of being one, or a condition of harmony. Communication and trust is the key to unity. Trust begins with communication and is bolstered by transparency and accountability. I would like to take a moment to offer a special thank you to Tim Kelly and his entire media and community relations team for the superb presentation of this event, especially the video production. You masterfully not only told our story, but were able to show it to us as well. Thank you again for a job well done. As I usually do, I will end with a quote. And at this point, you probably, where we are this afternoon, you figured I'd gone this far without some reference to the car business, but not so. This quote is from American industrialist and business magnate Henry Ford, and that is, if everyone is moving forward together, Success takes care of itself. Those words resonate with and are indicative of what is happening in Suffolk. I appreciate your attendance this afternoon, an opportunity it provides to present our state of the city. Thank you, and I look forward to telling you what we're able to accomplish at next year's event. Thank you, and God bless.